What's up, everybody? It's your boy Souls here, and welcome back to Geometry to the Dizzle Dash. You already know. Welcome back to the Geometry Dash Meltdown Remake series. Let's not waste any time. Let's just go straight into the build. Now, yes, I am doing post audio for this entire video because while I was building this, I was listening to copyrighted music, so that's a thing. So all I really did off camera were make these cool blurry looking chains for the foreground, and they're actually surprisingly really easy to make. All I really did was copy the shape of the chain decoration that was already in the game, but just made it out of black glow, and I just added a few of the glow chains together, and it really made a really cool chain blurry foreground. That made no sense in English, but I'm keeping it in. So, yeah, that's all I really did off camera. Nothing, nothing too crazy. Except for the 3 wasted hours on making a background that didn't look good. You wanna know what was gonna be the original background? This.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'm really glad I deleted that. So after I left you guys with a pretty basic block design that even your old grandma can make, I was kind of struggling to think of ideas to put on the block design. It was supposed to be like a fiery forge for the Vikings. So I tried making these cool fire wisps that would rise as you progress through the cube part, but I ended up bailing on it because my gut feeling said it wasn't going to work out at all. They look cool in theory, but this isn't theory of everything. This theory just didn't work. So there's a little trick that I like to use when I just simply can't think of things for my level. Do things that I know that I can do. So the things that I knew that I could do was the block design, since I've already made it in the previous episode. So I applied that to all the structures that I wanted to do for this episode. After I made the block design, I put down some decoration that I know would look good with the block design that I already made. That includes some rocks, a couple of skulls, and a wooden sign in the middle of a fiery forge. Yes, a wooden sign in the middle of a fiery forge. After that, it wasn't anything too crazy. Just added some glow, added some shadowing to the block design, just to fill in space a little bit more. And the small details are what really make a level stand out for me. So I'm really trying to apply that type of idea to the entirety of this part. Now it was time to build on one of my weaker strengths of building: backgrounds. I struggled for this for 3 hours yesterday, so my confidence level of building a background of any kind was extremely low. So I sat down, I pondered, I went to the library and thought to myself, what would look good here for a background? Then it hit me like a rock. Brick background. 2.1 edition. To my surprise, these blocks are actually really good for backgrounds. You might have noticed that I used them in the tropical seas, and now I'm using them in Viking Arena version 2. These blocks, I would have to say, are very underrated. And to really emphasize that background, because it would be really plain, it was just these 2.1 blocks, I actually used the 2.0 brick slabs as the outside of it to really bring it all together. I even threw in some shading on the inside and outside of the bricks to really put some emphasis on that background, and it came out really well. After this proud victory for the Vikings, it was time to add some decoration to the background. And if you guys know me, you should have known that I was gonna throw in a torch one way or another. So that's what I did. But I didn't want just any average torch, because that would be pretty boring and it wouldn't make sense for the geography of the background. Look at your boys in big words, right? So what I did was I made this cool custom holder torch thing. I don't know what to call the hilt of the torch. It just holds the fire, okay? That's what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I made it look cool. All I really did was use some 3D lines, a rectangle, some black blocks, and I made the chain an accent decoration for the torch. And by Joe, I gotta say, this is probably the best looking torch I have ever made in my Geometry Dash building career. Can I get a gold star? Y'all can't give me a gold star? That's fine. You can just leave me a like on this video. Now, there was one thing in this part that was kind of irking me. Like, not irking me too much because I knew I was going to change it, but it still irked me anyway. Why are the chains orange? Like, I like GD Colon as much as the next guy, but I'm not gonna have orange chains for this part. I'm gonna have orange chains adjacent. So what I did was I turned all of the chains for the structure black and just gave it a glowy orange background, and trust me, this looks way better than the orange chains. I'm sorry, Colon, we're going to have to go with the different color today. Now it was time to get a wee bit creative, shall we? We're Vikings, not pirates. Well, Vikings can be pirates, right? Remember when I said that this was supposed to be like a fiery forge? Well, nothing in this part is really reflecting that it's a fiery forge except for the chains. So I wanted to fix that. You remember the black spikes that I have on top of this structure? Yeah, we're just gonna use that for an example. So what I did was I used some animated flame blocks, really large amount of glow, and that's pretty much it. I also added some gears because, you know, gears fill tears, and tears fill me with sadness. But this doesn't make me sad. This actually comes out pretty well. I'm actually really happy with how this came out, and it really does feel like these spikes were freshly made from the lava that I haven't made yet. So after that, all I really did was just add the fire back onto the black spikes, just so I have like a coherent theme in this part. And, well, it came out pretty good. After the fiery hot spikes were complete, I decided that this would be a good stopping point for now, so I just finished up the backgrounds and made them for all the moving structures, and I decided to take a small little break just so I can keep the creative juices flowing. So after my, small break, it was really just time to do some house chores around this section of the level, which was basically putting some black chains with some orange glow behind it, and really just fixing up the block design so it can look a little bit presentable for the video. Once those annoying house chores were done, it was finally time to get on to something fun. The lava. Something I should have added at the beginning of the video, but we're adding it now because, mostly because I just wanted to. So if you guys been sticking with the channel for a little while, you already know how I make my lava. But if you are new to the channel, hey, hit that subscribe button. But this is how I just make my lava. I keep it really simple and really sweet. All I do is I get the bubbly animated lava blocks, make them yellow and orange, obviously making the yellow at the top and the orange the base, and then putting some of the color blocks below the base that's going to be the same color orange, and then I like making like a yellow gradient to really make it look smooth looking, and to top it off I like to put some red blending glow, and of course some orangey yellow decoration on top of it to really fill in that space on the lava, just to make it feel a little bit more detailed. By Joe, that is a spicy meatball. Now it's time to just really make the level feel a little bit more active, because I feel like just with moving platforms and lava, it can get pretty boring, so I wanted some wildlife in my forge. So I wanted to add like some bats as an obstacle, but I ended up only putting like a couple of them as obstacles because, well, I didn't really want them overlapping on all the decoration all the time. Just a couple of bats here and there, just to, you know, fill in the space a little bit. Now it's time for everybody's favorite pastime, orb decoration. Either you do it or you forget about it. I actually kept the orb decoration really simple. I used these swirly 2.1 blocks. I really don't know what to call them. I just made them red, orange, and yellow, and I added a little bit of black in the middle because everything looks good black. Even me. So now it was time for background pulsing. And background pulsing, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I just used a mixture of orange, red, and yellow and sunked it with the music. I sunked it like a battleship. Okay, it's custom saw time. You guys already know what time it is. So what I did was I chose this saw in particular because it always matches the fire style that I'm going for, and it's usually my go-to saw whenever I'm building any type of level. So what I did is I made the outline, copied the color of the object color, and the inside was just a plain black, and I filled in the inner circle with 4 corner pieces of a full circle, and I just kind of decorated with more of the swirly decoration. I even added a low opacity red hexagon in the background, and even this cool pulsy red low opacity circle pulse, and it just really made the saws really fiery, and I just love them. I love these saws so much. These are probably one of my favorite saws that I've ever made. I liked it so much that I made a smaller version of it. Isn't it so adorable? After that, there's not really much of note that I added to the level. I added a couple of small decorations here and there to fill in space, but for the most part, this part is actually all the way done. I don't know how many times I said part in that one sentence, but we're just going to ignore that. And with that, I actually am going to end the episode right here. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you guys did make it to the end, I appreciate you all so much. I could kiss you, but I can't kiss you through the screen. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy this, please be sure to leave a like. And if you guys have any more decoration suggestions that you want me to add to this part, please let me know in the comment section. I read all the comments. You guys are beautiful. I love you guys. This has been your boy Souls, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Later.